What's up? It's David Komisarczyk, aka Threadability. I'm back in Rhino for episode 2 of our Experience series. I'm actually looking for a dope name for it, so if you have suggestions, the best one might just become the name of this series. Today, we're focusing on denim, and me, like anyone else, loves a good pair of denim, but I'm starting to realize that what my definition of good denim might not be what denim culture actually defines it as. So today, we're gonna learn a little bit more about denim and denim culture as a whole with my buddy Josh from Timber Trade. Let's go check it out.
Oh, hello. David, what's up?
What's up, man?
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you letting me come by.
Of course. This is Timber Trade Co. Welcome. Let's take a look.
Man, Josh, you got such a cool shop here. Tell me a little bit more about what you do as a whole and what you focus on.
We specialize in selvage denim, so we have a bunch of different brands from Japan, Western Europe, United States. They're all built with premium fabrics. So from seed to sew to pattern to cut, everything's made ethically and with the highest quality in mind. So just focus on fabrics, focus on quality, and focus on longevity.
Yeah, so I mean, since we're talking about denim and like good quality denim today, what makes good quality denim for you? Because we've got guys in malls and retails that sell their denim, and maybe that's what people are picking up for some fast, quick denim. But what is it for you? What makes good quality denim?
The quality denim comes from the looms. So these are looms that were built, and then patented from Levi Strauss back in the late 1800s. So it's the old heritage way to do it. It's quintessentially Americana. These looms were all pre-World War II, and so there's not a lot left, and there's not a lot of people that know how to work on them. So a lot of these fabrics are actually hand looms with different tensions in mind and different characteristics.
Got you. So it's really coming from the materials and the way they're actually produced, as opposed to like spit out of a factory, basically.
Exactly.
Tell me what got you into denim in the first place.
Towards American-made quality clothing that goes back to kind of the heritage way to make and to wear it. It goes back to probably the 40s and 50s is when the sort of heyday of American craft was at its...
We were kind of saying that the niche is growing, but it seems like there's a pretty tight-knit community around this denim culture. I mean, at times, like when I scroll through, maybe even Instagram, I'm looking at, I follow some guys who I guess would be in the like denim head culture, but
it gets hardcore.
It gets hardcore, and it seems like it's a little bit, I don't want to say snooty, but it's like they're a level above in their denim,
We can call it discerning for sure. But the fun of it is there's a lot of different brands. There's what I cheese out about. With that community, and we are tight knit, but the fabrics,
absolutely,
and the different brands and the hard to find stuff. It's like collecting baseball cards.
Well, I mean, just talking about the ethical fashion, and the fabrics and materials that you're focusing on. It seems like it's just a group of people that are really into that, and they care about how it's made, where it's made, what it's made with. Like,
it's a collector's culture. It really is. I mean, like I said, those hard to find pieces are kind of coveted.
I like it.
It is hard to find. The fabrics are very unique in these brands, but we also try to kind of ease people into it. It's a lot of education.
Absolutely.
Okayama, Japan is the mecca of Japanese.
Yeah, so talk to me a little bit about Japanese selvage denim, because I know Japan is a mecca for it almost. So
it is a mecca, especially Okayama, Japan is the center of the denim universe right now, outside of LA, I guess, stateside. It's the best quality stuff there is. I mean, plain and simple, it's the best fabrics. It's like the Japanese are at a point where American craft was in the 40s and 50s.
Wow.
The amount of pride and dedication that go into each and every one of these pairs is unparalleled, I think. To explain it in a nutshell, selvage denim means self-edge. It's kind of a combination of the two words, almost a portmanteau, I guess. But it just means it's a felt seam. There's not a lot of craziness that goes into it. It's just a felt seam, which means the patterns are put on top of one another, sewed on the side, and then ironed down flat. This is called a selvage ID right here, which means this little ticker is unique to every single selvage loom.
Oh, really?
Out in Japan, yeah.
I've always wondered, because I mean, I've seen this detail in a cuff, but I don't necessarily know.
The difference between selvage and a non-selvage pair, you can kind of see from this Lee pair right here, is the sewing machine has to do a certain stitch on the side of that fabric, that mass manufactured fabric, to keep it contained without it fraying. So the selvage, the fabric keeps its own edge, and so it doesn't need to do that. That's what the cuff is to the denim community.
Got it.
It's to I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but they're so unique, and it's to kind of, it's almost like just a club. You kind of show each other and ask each other about it, and
that's
where's
awesome.
that from, and where was it made, and stuff like that.
I love that. All right, man. I also want to talk about the textures, because I'm seeing a lot of different ones. So tell me where that's coming from. Is that from the materials, or how it's woven, or what is that?
It's definitely how it's woven. So this one is a very textured. I'm a texture guy, obviously.
Same,
but I just love the details in this one. This is Momotaro Japan from Okayama. They kind of specialize in this kind of thing. They're one of the top. A twill fabric is it means the weaves go horizontal and they go vertical. So vertical is warp, and then horizontal is weft. The twill fabric goes over 2 and then under 1 on the outside. So the warp is over 2 and under 1 on the outside, and then the weft is over 2 and then under 1 horizontally. And so that's where you get the differentiation of color.
And for those of you that are interested, we'll put some definitions down below, because I know Josh is laying down some knowledge, so we might need some definitions. And then if we want to do a full video on that, just let me know down below in the comments, and we can go through terms and definitions and really everything that he's talking about in depth. But for now, we're going through the basics.
This little texture comes from, this is called slub, these little white dots right here. So this is a low tension fabric, which means the craftsman on the loom is just kind of, it's going substantially slower.
Got it.
And there's a little more space between the warp and the weft.
Yeah, talk a little bit about fading, and because I guess from what you're saying, it's cool to watch them.
It's cool to break in your jeans. That's what's cool about raw denim, is it hasn't been washed. It hasn't been touched. So this is how the fabric came out of the loom. It's starched, woven, stitched, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, the fade potential is when you break in those jeans. And so the tension points, like the waist, the crotch, the thighs, are the parts that stretch and they conform to your body.
Got it.
That's why raw denim is so cool. What is rigid initially and uncomfortable in some of these fabrics becomes like the softest pair of jeans I've ever had, and you put in the work.
So that brings me to 2 questions. Because I was going to say, there's you know, that's the draw for buying a really stiff pair of denim, right? It's wearing in a pair, like a good pair of shoes, right? Yeah. So you got to work to
leather stretches, denim stretches. I mean, it's just the characteristics.
Yeah, because initially my thought is like, why do I want this really?
Because you're gonna have the best pair. You're gonna have the best fitting pair of denim.
That clears up a lot. Speaking of care and washing, though, how often would you recommend to do that with a good pair of selvage denim?
It's funny and it sounds crazy, but 6 months is usually the standard on how long you wait.
Okay. Oh, you wait 6 months from when you get it.
6 months from inception, I guess.
Wow.
From when you start. Because if you care about fades and the fade potential, the contrast is going to be a lot more as far as when that weft, like we were briefly talking about earlier, is going to come out as the denim wears.
Got it.
So those are the white fades that come through. That's the weft.
Cool.
The important part is to get the right fit from the get-go, knowing that it's going to be a little snug and uncomfortable at first, but it's going to wear into be there. So
I think I'm ready to try some, man. So why don't you put me in like what you think is quintessential denim out here?
I have some recommendations.
All right, let's do it. I'm excited.
It always sizes smaller.
Okay.
So if you're small, which I usually am, so they do European size. I'm gonna try 40.
Okay.
Up to you if you want to try that.
Yeah, I'd love to. Let's do it.
So you can do denim on denim, man.
Yes.
Yep.
Sweet. Let's do it. Tell me what I'm wearing, man. I mean, it feels kind of dope. I feel like I'm a part of the community right now.
You are a part of the community now, man. Welcome. So you're top to bottom Japanese. So this is Japanese fabric. It's really interesting gray.
It is. I like the contrast a lot.
I do too. A lot of guys in an office setting wear those. It's kind of an oxymoron, but they're formal jeans.
Yeah, I can't say that I've ever had a pair of formal jeans, but
yeah, it's
I might have to get a first pair right now.
Right. It's a lot of people start with blue, then black, and then they'll move on because this is a pair of Kato jeans. It's a Japanese designer, Japanese fabric, but they're made in Los Angeles. Actually. Okay. So top to bottom, they're actually American made.
Yeah, I can't get over the color. It's like I've never found a pair of gray jeans that I've actually liked. So these are killer.
These are our most popular. Like this designer is our most popular because it's 2% elasticity in those jeans. And so contrary to what selvage is known, like raw selvage is known as, being very uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah, these are
those out of the box. I mean, you can.
No, these are not uncomfortable.
You can do cartwheels in them or whatever you like. So.
Big fan of these for sure.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the jacket, man. I mean, the jacket's definitely stiffer. I feel it.
That's a single rinse, and so that one, like I said, was rinsed in the waters outside of Okayama, Japan.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So the salt kind of breaks it down a little bit too, and it kind of alleviates some of the starchiness of it. But those are the go-to battle stripes.
Yep, I got my battle stripes.
Yeah, those are. I mean, the U.S. market's a little different.
Yeah,
the stripes actually fade as well.
Right.
And so, I mean, the fade potential in that jacket's a lot too. It fades just like a pair of jeans, just in different spots.
Right. I mean, so the other question I have, talk to me a little bit about how some of these brands are staying current too, because I mean, we're talking about a manufacturing process and this all coming from a time that was, 40s and 50s. So we're talking about a way back when, but how are they becoming more relevant now?
So it's workwear at its core. Denim is workwear.
Right.
That's what it was designed to be initially. But railroad workers and things like that, like miners out west. Started in San Francisco, obviously, but it's moved its way everywhere around the world. The thing is, they're tapering silhouettes. Okay. So they're doing more modern fits and therefore bringing it forward into current times.
I got you.
Workwear.
So we're working on structure and fit to bring it to like a more modern age. I like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Contrary to historically, workwear has been very boxy and loose and initially comfortable, I guess. Yeah. So for the modern gentleman, it's a lot more slim. Yeah.
And then so a little while back, Josh and I were actually talking about this as well, but some companies like Wrangler and some of these brands that have been around for a while are kind of getting some hate for that modernization. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, they're coming back. They're actually doing great things. They're kind of going back to their roots. There was 3 big companies way back when. Right. So Wrangler was actually called Bluebell. Okay. There's Levi Strauss and there's Lee Jeans. And Lee Jeans is actually from Kansas, which I represent.
Yeah, there you go. I love
it. But they're bringing back those quality fabrics. They're bringing back what they call capsule collections. So they're bringing their designs 30s, 40s, 50s from their heyday to now. So as far as those patterns go, because there's a lot of similarities between how people were dressing back then.
Got it.
To right now.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's kind of fun in that regard. Western's coming back. They're using quality fabrics. The fact that people hate on it is because it's not $30 anymore.
Yeah.
And for a $30 pair of jeans to be feasible for a manufacturer, they have to pay their employees next to nothing.
Absolutely.
So someone's paying for it, even if you're not.
Yep, that's like what we said before. That makes a lot of sense. I think the thing that you know, some of us have to get over is that if you're looking for quality, you kind of have to be willing to make that investment, like we said before, so that you're buying something that's going to last you, or something that's going to end up fitting you like a glove later on. So
Fit your kids too.
I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So one thing I like to do is a little rapid fire question round.
All right,
so
let's do it.
Quick answers. First thing that comes to mind.
Well, that's terrifying.
Number 1, Canadian tuxedo. What is your opinion?
It's about contrast.
Got it. Contrast. I love it. Next one. Where is the line between hipster and Western?
Blurred. You know,
Basically the same thing, guys.
absolutely, yeah.
And then last one, best mustache and denim pairing. Right there. That's your guy. That's the best pairing.
It's me.
Oh, and make sure to follow. I'm at Threadability on all social platforms. Where are you at?
At Timber Trade Co. Give us a follow.
And if you mention this video in store or use code THREAD10 online, you'll get 10% off.
White claws for everybody.
I like it. See ya.